I've wanted one for a long time, and it got to the point I really need one. I've wanted one of these since I took metal shop in high school 1,000 years ago, and I finally came across one, and I just couldn't pass it up. And there it is. It's a Miller spot welder. Now, I would have been happy with the benchtop type that run on 240 volts. This one runs on 230 volts, and its rating is, let's see, what is it? Look there. It's a 10 kVA. So it's the big boy. I think they only make one bigger. And it's water cooled. It's probably a class bigger than I needed, but the price was right, it was available. I bought it about 6 months ago, and from a surplus company. And they do offer a money-back guarantee for 30 days. If you don't like it, bring it back. They'll give you your money back. So I plugged it in. I didn't have very much power out here. I plugged it in, cycled it once or twice, says, yep, it works, and then it sat here in the corner for 6 months because I had a lot of other projects going at the time. So I rigged up it's an old coolant pump, submersible coolant pump that I had off a bandsaw. I rigged that up to recirculate the water through. So the transformer's water cooled, and so are the tongs. So the water comes in, goes in through the transformer, comes out. This hose here goes through the lower tong, in and around, up the upper tong, then back down to the cooler. Now, you're probably supposed to have one of those fancy Miller type water coolers that are $2,000 or $3,000. For as much as I'm going to do, I think a 5-gallon bucket will have enough heat capacity. And more than likely I'll run antifreeze in here so it doesn't freeze up in the winter. But it is circulating water through. I got a little bit of an air leak right here, so it's actually siphoning, sucking a little bit of air in. That way you can see I've got circulation. It's got variable power steps 1 through 10, and it has an automatic timer, and all that works. That's an oldie but goodie. I worked on these when I was an electrician many decades ago. It's an Eagle Signal. It used to be a GW Western. And it works good. It's electromechanical. We'll fire this thing up. Now, this is an application I've had for spot welding for a long time. I use a lot of Unistrut, strut channel for hanging conduit, and putting them back to back like this. I've had to get out the arc welder, drag out the cables, find a welding hood, get some welding rod, buzz it across here, buzz it across there, because every now and then you need a back-to-back like this. You can buy it, but it's really rare and pretty pricey. So spot welder, perfect application for this. So let's see what it does with a pair of 14 gauge piece of Unistrut. I took a grinder and just touched it here and cleaned off the zinc where the welds are going to go. So let's see how this spot welder does on this. Give her a try. Okay, I've got the timer set for 2.5 seconds. So put the material in where you want it and push down on the foot pedal. See if I can get it to stay here. Balance on one foot. I really should use a pair of pliers or something to hold these. Here we go. Oh yeah. There we go. Well, they're stuck. I didn't have them perfectly straight. I'm going to go put them in the vise, twist them back. If they survive that, then I know I got a good weld. Okay, after my first attempt there, these were out of alignment. Put them in the vise. They're definitely stuck together. It took a lot of force to twist the two back in alignment. So, looks like it made a good weld. Let's try it again, weld up the rest of it. Okay, let's give her another shot. Yep, looks good. Burning the zinc off the outside here. Let's weld up the rest of it. Looks like at 2 1/4 seconds. And I'm set on number 9 for power. And again. Yep. All the way through. A pair of 14 gauge. I think the manual on this says it'll weld up to 10 gauge. Well, that's fast. Oh, ooh, getting hot. Getting hot. Bingo, done. 5 welds. Ooh, ow, 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 ooh, ow, ow, ow. Hot. That's definitely putting some heat energy into it. They're hot. I can't touch them. Yeah, I think this one's a keeper. This is great. I got a lot of projects that I can use this machine on. Not so much for hobby stuff, but more of industrial, commercial stuff. I'm just trying, in my new shop here, just trying to get the basics, indoor lighting and a few plugs going. Got a lot of construction work and the house built, all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, using a lot of Unistrut. Yeah, from years ago when I was an electrician, I fell in love with Unistrut. It's a little pricey nowadays, but yeah, I think it's worth it. Well, I guess water cooling is a necessity on this size of a welder. The tongs are just a little warm, maybe 100 degrees, 110. When I put my hand in the water, I'm like, wow, that's like a hot bath or a hot tub. Only got about a gallon and a half of water in there, but it warmed it right up. That thing's putting out a lot of heat. So I'm going to have to probably step up my game on my cooling system here. I'll have to think about it and see what I can come up with that can get rid of a little more heat.